we already have our first attendees. So welcome everyone to our special webinar. Yeah, my name is Georgi, as you may already know. Yeah, today we have a webinar on studying sustainability and sustainable engineering in Germany. And yeah, super interesting topic. This is the topic that for the last months, at least over 2 months, I was always getting the request during our general webinars. Georgi, will we have the webinar on this topic? So here it is. Here is the answer to your request, subject webinar, where we have 3 programs represented, which is amazing. And yeah, I'm sure you will enjoy. And also we have what is even better, that we do not have only master's programs, but also we have a bachelor level program as well. So yeah, this is open and interesting for all types of auditory. And let me quickly do a short presentation from my side, and then we will get back to the most important part of the presentation of our today's webinar. But before we do that, really quickly about some technical details. So dear friends, you can see the Q&A session in the below part of Zoom interface. So this is the place where I'm expecting you to send the questions to our guests, and always also try to mention to whom this question is addressed exactly. You cannot use the chat and raise hand function, but throughout the whole webinar, you can use the Q&A session. Okay, so let me jump into the presentation. So studying sustainability and sustainable engineering in Germany is a topic. And yeah, really quickly about briefly MyGU. So who we are. So we are Germany's largest database of English taught study programs. For now, we have over 2,300 programs, not only bachelor, but master programs also enlisted on our database. Also, we have already short courses and language courses, which you can find. And yeah, this is one of the key ways of how we help students on their ways to studying in Germany. So providing this database in its filters, which makes your life much, much easier in terms of narrowing down and finding the best fitting programs for you. The second, is through writing up articles. So we have more than 70 comprehensive articles on various topics like uni assist, visa, scholarships, etc., all about, of course, studying in Germany. And this is provides you really rich information, and not only basic, but we also go into quite the details. And the third way of helping you, dear friends, is through webinars like today's one. So we have approximately 150 webinars per year, and the topics are really different, like today's subject webinar, and it's in sustainability and sustainable engineering, also political science, or biology, physics, or any other general topics like scholarships, application strategies, etc. So you can sign up for all the webinars on our page of MyGermanUniversity.com and go to the webinar section. And regarding about our team, so yeah, we are based in Hamburg in Germany, but our team is international, and we are all around Germany also, and all around the world in general. And we are counseling in different languages, ranging from English to Georgian. And you can see the list of the languages also on the slide. And yeah, let me now introduce our special guests for today and our webinar agenda. So as I said, we have 3 programs being represented today from 3 universities. So we have from a Technische Universität Braunschweig guests, Professor Dr. Georg Garnweitner and Christa Hellert, who will present Sustainable Engineering of Products and Processes, which is a bachelor level program that I already mentioned. Also, we have Professor Dr. Michael Rauch from Hof University of Applied Sciences, and he will present a program in sustainable textiles. This is the master level program, and another master level program in sustainability, entrepreneurship, and innovation will be presented by Jessica Tatter from ESCP Business School. Before they start with their presentations, let me quickly tell you some things about studying in Germany that might be interesting for you. So what I want you to know is that there are 2 databases that might be of great interest to you guys. So for those who want to study in German, so Hochschulkompass would be your stop, but not if you want to study in English, actually. Because, okay, if you go to Hochschulkompass and try to search for sustainability and sustainable engineering programs, degree programs, you will be able to find 358 programs, and 64 only will be in English. But if you are more interested in English taught study programs more, then MyGermanUniversity should be your stop for sure. So we have 67 degree programs in sustainability or sustainable engineering or related degrees. And out of these 67, 10 are bachelor and 57 are master level. And which is really great is that from out of these 10 bachelor, 9 are English only, and out of 57 masters, 49 is English only, which means that you do not need any knowledge of German at all, and you should know only English, and it's totally fine. Okay, so what I want you also to know about our subject pages, which is also really interesting for those who are just starting and don't know exactly what it is about to study sustainability in Germany. So we have subject pages on each of the subjects, and you can go there and see, for example, rankings of the universities or tuition fees or application strategy, requirements or language requirements when it comes to studying sustainability in Germany. So to create a general idea of what you would expect. Our pro tip is that don't be guided just by rankings, by fees, or by city names, for example. This is not a good strategy, to be honest, because, yeah, of course, those universities and programs who are in top rankings, they are really nice, they're really great, but it doesn't mean that other universities who are not, you cannot find in THE ranking, for example, are not really good. Actually, they are great also, and in Germany, there are lots of cities and towns with great universities, great programs which are not enlisted in this kind of rankings. So if you follow just rankings, you will miss really lots of great universities. That's why I suggest you not to do that. And also don't be guided only by cities. Like I've heard many times stories that I want to study only in Munich or only in Berlin. Of course, they are great, but there are also many other great towns and cities in Germany. Two universities that I want you to know about. So the first type university is Universität, or just university. And if you go to our study finder and filter for programs in sustainability or sustainable engineering, which are offered only by this type of university, you will be able to find 29 programs in this subject. And another university, another type is University of Applied Sciences. And in this case, you will be able to find on our study finder 30 programs in this subject offered by University of Applied Sciences. So, okay, what is common? What is really, difference between university and University of Applied Sciences, you would ask, and this is really a relevant question. Not really much, I would say. For now, what I want you to know, the main difference that might be interesting, important for you is in focus, I would say. So if it's about more application and practice when it's about University of Applied Sciences, but when it comes to research and theory, then it's more about Universität type of university. This is what I want you to remember. And last but not least, also as a pro tip from our side regarding the searching, because searching the right program is one of the key points actually, and starting points on your way towards studying in Germany. And yeah, sometimes students are really strict in terms of wording when they search for programs. So for example, they want to study sustainability and they just write sustainability. And in this case, sometimes when you use this kind of exact wordings and don't pay attention to other type of programs that maybe actually are about sustainability and their curriculum is about sustainability, but the wording may be different. They miss this kind of program. So not to miss that, I would like to ask you to be more flexible. For example, it can be sustainable system engineering or innovation management and sustainability, not just sustainability or these kind of things. This is what I want you to know about, and really to be ready to be flexible in order to find really the best fitting program for you and not to miss any. And all this you can do on our website and using our study finder. Okay, dear friends, let me introduce our guests, first speakers from Technical University of Braunschweig. So as I said, it's a bachelor level program, which will be about sustainable engineering and products and processes. And you can see also, just to locate you in Germany, how it looks like. So we are, I wouldn't say into very north, but still to the north of Germany, next to Hanover, as you can see also on the map. And yeah, I will stop sharing my screen right now and invite Ms. Hellert to the floor. And also Professor Dr. Georg Garnweitner has joined us. And yeah, that's great. And yeah, the floor is yours. I am going behind the scenes And yeah, I'll be back.
Yeah, thank you very much for the for having us, and thank you very much for the kind introduction. Let me share my screen with you. Okay, let me know if you can't see it. Otherwise, I would be ready to start.
No, looks good.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Yeah, as I said, thank you very much for having us here. I am joined by Professor Dr. Garnweitner today, who not only teaches in this program, but who's also very much involved in designing and developing it. So he will join me for any questions that you might have later. Before we look at the bachelor program Sustainable Engineering at our Technical University of Braunschweig, I would like to show you roughly where Braunschweig is. You've done so already. If we look a little closer, then you can see Braunschweig right here, as Georg already mentioned, between Hanover and Berlin, about half an hour away from Hanover by train and 1.5 hours to Berlin. You can also see that Hamburg or Bremen aren't far away either. Frankfurt as an international airport is to the south. Hanover and Berlin have airports as well close by. If we zoom in a bit, you can see Braunschweig right here again. And to the south, we have the so-called Harz Mountains. And the mountains, you can go hiking and biking. In the winter, you can go cross-country skiing if you're interested, and many other outdoor activities if you like to do these things. Also very close by is Wolfsburg. You might know the city because of Volkswagen headquarters, which are located right here, and who is a very big player in the region and in the industry and research. If we zoom in even a bit further, you can see the city center from above, surrounded by a small river called Oker. And our campus, or our main campus, is located right at the edge of it. So you can basically walk or bike into the city center in a few minutes. In general, Braunschweig has about 250,000 inhabitants. So we're a medium-sized city. We have lots of activities going on here also for leisure time. And what's really nice is that you can bike anywhere pretty much within 20 minutes, or you take public transport. So no car necessary, which I personally find very convenient. To show you a few more images, right here in the middle, you see the Braunschweig Lion, which is a symbol of our city. You can see here the old castle, and next to it, the old cathedral and the city center. Above, you see the old palace. Actually, it's a rebuilt as it was destroyed in, I think, World War II, and they rebuilt the front, and now it houses the library, archives, and the joint shopping mall, actually. A few images also of our university already. This is the House of Science in the top left corner, and below you see the student center, and here down below you see one of the research centers next to the research airport in Braunschweig of the university. Here is an image of a house, of the so-called Ritzy House, which is a modern one in the city center. Braunschweig is also a rather green city, lots of parks. The River Oka I already mentioned, where you can do lots of canoeing, stand-up paddling, things like that. You can enjoy your time outside a lot because we have many parks, lakes, and places to go to in winter and in the summer. Braunschweig is also a very active research region in Europe, actually the most active one. You can see here the top 5 in the EU in Europe, and Braunschweig is the most active one, as you can see. That is, of course, due to Volkswagen, among others, but we also have, as you will see, we also have a lot of other research and industry here that we also cooperate with and have good connections to as a university. We are a member of the TU9 Alliance, the 9 leading technical universities of Braunschweig, as you can see here. Braunschweig again is here, and among those are, for example, Berlin or Aachen or Munich, among others. in Braunschweig itself, we cooperate with the German Aerospace Center, which is located right here. I already said we also have a research airport in Braunschweig. The Physikalische Technische Bundesanstalt is a National Institute of Metrology, so for measurement, where also the atomic clock sits and kind of, I guess, makes the time for Germany. Also the Helmholtz Institute, the Center for Infectious Diseases, very prominent in times of the pandemic, for example. So we do have lots of research in the area, lots of industry in the area. And so later as a mechanical engineer or engineer in general, it's hopefully easy to find job opportunities and internships. The university itself has about 80,000 students. Right here, you see the main building of the university, the main old building, I should say. That's where I'm sitting at in the moment. We have 84 degree programs and 120 institutes. And those divide up into 6 faculties. And as you can see right here, the mechanical engineering faculty is the largest one of the university, of the Technical University. And that's where this bachelor program, Sustainable Engineering, is housed. We offer also various other bachelor programs and master programs in mechanical engineering. Overall, we have about 20% of international students at the moment. We do have a lot of exchange programs with European universities, but also outside Europe. So a lot of partner universities around the world, not only exchange programs, but also other partnerships with universities in many countries in the world. International is what we also strive for in our fairly new program, Sustainable Engineering. Our motivation were the challenges that we're facing today. I think that's something we all know about the climate change, among the socioeconomic inequalities, where the gap is increasing as we speak, so to speak. We do have limited resources only, and we need to find a way how to make the Earth a good place for everyone and for every human being, every other being on Earth. Obviously, there are many ways to tackle this. And if mechanical engineering is interesting to you, then that might be your way to go. Because we do think that engineering can be part of the solution if we opt for global solutions. Obviously, we're all connected, and climate change or anything else does not stop at the border. So we need to look at global solutions. We need to design systems, products, processes that are sustainable. And I think important is not only to take environmental sustainability into consideration, but also economic and social sustainability. That's how we designed our bachelor program for you. Therefore, it is international and bilingual in English and German. It will give you a quality education in mechanical engineering with an emphasis on the aspect of sustainability. If your German is at a beginner's level at the moment, don't worry, you have some time to improve your level, as the foundation modules are available either in English only or in German or English. I'll get to the language requirements in a bit as well. The program is designed for 6 semesters and 180 credit points, as almost all our bachelor programs at our university. We start in the winter semester, which would be October. If you need to improve your level of German, there are German language classes available at our language center, and you can incorporate those German classes in your curriculum. And also we have mentoring program in place to support US international students, but also the German students, to find your way around the university, but also around Braunschweig and around Germany and the German culture. There are programs for first semesters, but also for students of higher semester, and then maybe later you would like to become a mentor as well to new students that arrive in Braunschweig. This is what the program will looks like. So we have first the compulsory foundation modules. which will be either in English or German or English, with English material also to support you if you still need to improve your German. You'll get fundamentals in math and IT. So for example, Python. You will take classes in the fundamentals of engineering and engineering applications. That is, for example, engineering mechanics, material science, control theory, fluid mechanics, and so on. And then we have the fourth aspect that is also compulsory is the aspect of sustainability. And here you learn all the basics about economic and social sustainability. You look at the life cycle of a product, so a life cycle analysis. So you don't just look at the product when you use it, but also how is it produced and what happens with it at the end when we don't use it anymore. Can it be recycled? What happens with it in the end? So that is, these are all aspects that you will look at. Also a question about a sustainability measure. Can you measure it? So what's relative sustainability or absolute sustainability? All these aspects you will study during your foundation modules. Then later you will choose one area of specialization, so either sustainable mobility, sustainable energy and process engineering, or sustainable production. I will talk about those in a second. You round off your profile with an integrated module. Here you can incorporate language classes, can be German or any other language you might choose. You can incorporate classes about self-development or classes from any other curriculum that you're interested in. So maybe some historical aspect or a biology module, anything that you're interested in, basically. And to get some practical experience, you will also have an internship of 10 weeks. And at the end, you write your bachelor thesis to complete your studies. To look at the 3 specialization areas that we offer in this bachelor program, they actually make up about 1/3 of your studies. There is sustainable production. I already mentioned that we look at a life cycle oriented approach. So not only when the product is used, but the whole process of it. So there will be a holistic approach of it, and you will learn about strategies for designing sustainable products and systems. Overall, there is an approach of systems engineering. So it's a more of an overall view that we'll look at in sustainable production. The second area of specialization can be energy and process engineering. Very roughly, energy engineering focuses on processes of energy conversion. So how can we in the end use the energy as electricity, heat, and so on and so forth, or a material conversion as process engineering. So how are the materials converted so that we can use them in foods, in cosmetics, and medicines, and so on and so forth. And in the past, the emphasis has been on economic benefits, and I think probably very successful. But we now know that we need to look at more, and we need to look at the sustainable aspect as well. So to combine ecological and economic benefits, and you learn new approaches, and that will be the focus of sustainable energy and process engineering. And then the third specialization area would be sustainable mobility, which includes automotive and aerospace engineering. And you will learn about a sustainable mobility concept. There's also a lot of research going on regarding this matter at the university, including intermodal transport systems. We are very well connected in the region, as you've already seen. And just to name a few, we have cooperations with the German Aerospace Center, also with Siemens, which you might know. Siemens Railway is also located here in Braunschweig. Or, of course, Volkswagen as a big automotive player in the region. So these are the 3 specialization areas that you can choose when you opt for the bachelor program, Sustainable Engineering. A few words about the application process. The start is in winter, so the application period is from June 1st to July 15th. If you are a EU citizen, then this application period extends to October 15th, but please make sure and check that that really applies to you so that you don't miss the deadline. The registration is through a university's application website directly with the university. So you enter all your details there, and then you get information on which documents you need to compile and upload or send in. There are a few requirements for this program. In general, you need to have a German university entrance qualification that is the same Germany-wide for all universities, and that will be checked when you send in your documents. You need to have a certain level of German and English. So if you're not a native speaker of German or have your previous education completed in German, then you need to prove level DSH1, and you have to have at least level A1 at the time of the application. And if you then still need to improve your level, you have 3 semesters to do so, and to take German classes, and then you need to show your DSH1 level at the end of the 3rd semester. If you can't do that at that point of time, then unfortunately you would have to leave the program. Also, if you're not a native speaker of English or have completed your education in English, then you need to show a certain level, for example, through TOEFL or IELTS or any equivalent exam, and you'll find all the details on our website. The last requirement would be an internship of 8 weeks. Again, that can be deferred until the end of the 4th semester if you can't complete all of it. So maybe you just have 4 weeks, or if you can't complete it at all for various reasons. We strongly advise you to do as much of that before you start your studies, just because there's lots of other things to do once you enter the bachelor program. And you might remember that there is another internship of 10 weeks coming at the end of your studies. So these are the requirements for the program. Just one note on fees and costs of living, because that question sometimes comes up. Application is free. The only thing where you have to pay a fee is the assessment of your university entrance qualification. So that would be 70 euros. If that for some reason has already been done because you applied somewhere else or you applied at our university already, then you wouldn't have to pay that if you can show that. The program itself is tuition free at our university. With all universities, you pay a semester contribution. Here it would be about 400 euros every semester, so every 6 months. And that will give you free public transport, would give you subsidized meals at the cafeteria, lots of services around campus. So that would be the semester contribution. Overall, Braunschweig is a rather affordable city to study compared to German standards. It is a medium-sized city, so it is less expensive than the bigger ones, but still offers a lot here for everyone who lives here. And the International House of the TU Braunschweig actually estimated the cost of living at approximately 150 euros per month. In order to study successfully, that kind of, I think that includes everything. So rent, food, costs at the universities for materials or others, your leisure time, internet, whatever. So that really depends on your standard of living, obviously, but that is what's been estimated by our international house. If you have more questions, we of course hope to be able to answer them today. If you have more detailed questions or something comes up later, please contact me by email. Would probably be the easiest, and then we can make an appointment via video call, or I answer your questions by email. We would love to have you here. We would love to welcome you here, and yeah, we look forward to your applications if you choose to join us at the Technische Universität Braunschweig. Thank you very much, and hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, Ms. Hellert, for this really comprehensive and detailed presentation and information provided. And also thanks to Professor for answering all the questions already in the Q&A. I saw that and followed that. But yeah, these are the questions that I maybe also bring up after we finish with the all the speakers, because yeah, there are some really interesting questions that maybe other participants also want to hear. And yeah, just for information, I put the email Ms. Hellert also presented in the chat, so it's maybe easier for students to copy that. So thank you very much. And just as a reminder to our students who are sending out the questions, so we will address many of them towards the end of the webinar. So stay tuned. Thank you very much once again, and let's move to our second guest. Let me share quickly the screen and introduce him. So we have Professor Dr. Michael Rauch from Hochschulkompass University of Applied Sciences, and now we are moving to MA level, and it's in program in sustainable textiles. And yeah, we are now moving to the more to the south of Germany, to the closer to the Czech border. Okay, so let me stop sharing the screen, and Professor Dr. Rauch, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much for the nice introduction. So I start my screen sharing. So yeah, I would like to introduce our master's program, Sustainable Textiles. Here, I would like to cover this 6 items: why sustainable textiles, career perspectives and employment, something about Hochschulkompass University and Campus Münchberg, short little bit to curriculum and study courses, application and admission, and maybe at the end we have time some voices from our students. Why sustainable textiles? So very important. All people of the world are using textiles, so very important is to save water and energy in textile dyeing and finishing processes. Here, the next item becomes very important during the next year, 2025. Here there is a new regulation in Europe, in whole Europe, to recycle textile waste and to use this textile waste for recycling for production of new textiles. Then very important, here you see a picture from oleophobic finish of a textile here. Very important is here to find ways to get a sustainable functionalization of textiles. And very important also is to know a lot about legal restriction of chemicals in textiles. Very important is because this is a master's program, therefore you should have a bachelor in textile engineering. Here for us very important because this program was started with a donation of German chemical industries. You have skills in textile production and in textile chemistry. Sorry. Here is our team. I'm here, Michael Rauch, the head of the program. Then we have my colleague, Annette Mattei. She is the head of the board of examiners. Then we have here our staff from the international office, students affairs offices. Career perspectives and employment. Here with a degree, master degree in sustainable textiles, you are qualified for a variety of interesting positions in the global textile value chain, like research and development in the textile chemical industries, project manager or leading position in research or sustainable teams in textile industry, brand, retailer, manufacturing, production, leading position in institutes and organizations, governmental or non-governmental, and also important is we can provide you a cooperative PhD project. Here, short description of our university and of the campus Münchberg. Here, our university, Hof University, has 2 places, Hof and relative new, 25 years old. Here, the campus of Münchberg, a little bit older. We have all the textile activities concentrated in Münchberg. Münchberg is a small city in north of Bavaria. It has around 10,000 inhabitants. Here we have an Institute for Material Science, and we have the Fraunhofer Application Center to Textile Fiber Ceramics and further research institutes. And we did a lot of tailor-made research work for textile industry. Curriculum and study courses. Here in the master program, you have 2 theoretical semesters. Here in the theoretical semesters, we talk about textile technology and chemistry. Advanced in the first semester, we have advanced textile production, advanced textile chemistries. Then we talk about effect and process auxiliaries. Then we talk about resource efficient application technologies. When we have a module sustainability and renewable products, here we talk about circular economy, certificates and eco-labels. When we talk about sustainable functionalization and surface modification of textiles. And we talk about renewable products for the textile industry. Then we have a module management, international law. Here we have a module legal framework and digitalization of the textile value chain. Sustainable project management. Then we have 3 electives: project simulation, simulation and optimization, and sustainable products for medical or hygienic end use. The third semester, here you have to make an internship in industry, and parallel you can prepare your master thesis during this internship. Application and admission. Here, as told before, you need a bachelor degree in textile engineering with at least 210 credits according to the European credit transfer system, and a final grade of 2.5, good, or belonging to the 30 of the best graduates of our year at least. Important is if you are an applicant with less than 210 credits, you have to gain the missing credits by attending appropriate modules of Hof University. You can do it parallel to your theoretical semester, but you can also calculate a 4th extra semester. Additional, you need a sufficient knowledge in textile technology. So it means you need at least 60 credits or the equivalent in textile technology. And you need at least 20 credits or the equivalent in textile chemistry. When you need a certificate or declaration of English language proficiency, TOEFL or ELTS, or your first degree study conducted in English language. Very important is that the language certificates should not be older than 3 years. then you need a certificate of basic English, basic German language skills, minimum level A1, before you come to our university. Application periods, the winter semester, it's from 15 April to 31st of May. In summer semester, it's for 5th of November to November 30. Here, very important, the application is only via our online application portal Primus. If you have a university entrance certificate outside Germany, you need an assessment of UniAssist for this certificate. We advise you to send your documents to UniAssist at least 4 weeks before the application deadline at Hof University. When the admission committee validates and decides about the final admission, you will receive your admission letter approximately 4 weeks after the application deadline. After admission, here very important is, as soon as possible, you should go to the consulate for visa application, and you have to send a request to our housing office to find accommodation in Münchberg or close to Münchberg. 2 weeks before start of the semester, we offer an intensive orientation period for all international students. The participation in this orientation week is strongly recommended because here you get familiar with all administration things in the university, and also you get informations concerning your administration things for municipal government and so on. If you have questions during the application process, you can contact our international office at welcome@Hof-University. Fast facts as a summary: Master of Engineering. It's fully taught in English language. It's 3 semesters, including the master thesis. Here you see the application deadlines. The academic semester is from 1st of October to March 14. From March 15 to September 30 is the summer semester. Application conditions are you have to have a bachelor degree within the relevant field of study. You need 110 ECTS credit points. If you have less than, you have to gain additional credit points. Here you can attend modules from our bachelor program, Innovative Textiles, also fully taught in English. Also very important is you need an assessment from UniAssist for your documents. Fees, here we have per semester 100 euro administration fee. We have no tuition fee. Included in the 100 euro administration fee is also free public transport in the area of Hof and Münchberg. Voices from our students. We started the program in March 2021. Here you see we have students from India, Bangladesh, Pakistan. We also have students from PR China, but we have also students from Africa. Here you see the entrance from our building in Münchberg. Here it's an old building because our Campus Münchberg was founded 170 years ago as Royal Bavarian College for Textile Engineers. And we have in Münchberg the oldest tradition or longest tradition in textile engineering. Thank you very much and see you soon in Münchberg. And now I will answer your questions.
Thank you very much, Professor. Again, another wonderful presentation. And actually, there are some questions, but I will not address them right now. Towards the end, there's also one question, and this person has been really waiting for you, I think, 3 weeks. So
okay.
He now has a chance to ask this question. But let's wait for another presentation, and then I will open the live Q&A session. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you.
And yeah, I also put the email for your program for admission office in the chat. Okay, so let us move forward, and let me present our last speaker for today. So and we are again moving a bit northern, but not very much. So ESCP Business School, we have guests from there. You can see we are in the capital now. So Ms. Jessica Tatar, and she will talk again. We are all remaining on master's level, and the program is Sustainability, Entrepreneurship, and Innovation. So again, I'm stop sharing my screen, and Ms. Tatar, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Georgi, for this nice introduction. I will share my screen now. Yes, I'm Jessica Tatar. I am in charge of recruitment and admissions at the Berlin campus of ESCP Business School, and especially in charge of the sustainability focused programs. Before we start, I would like to give you a short introduction of our school. We are actually the oldest business school worldwide. We have been founded 200 years ago. Our first campus was in Paris, and it's still our biggest campus. We have 6 campuses by now. I am representing the Berlin campus. We have more than 8,000 students enrolled currently all over our campuses that are representing more than 120 nationalities. On the Berlin campus, we have about 1,100 students currently enrolled. Yeah, to give you a little insight of our Berlin campus, I would like to show you a little video. Before I get into detail of our sustainability programs, I would like to tell you a little bit more about the various pillars of sustainability at ESCP, because sustainability has always been an important aspect of our school, and we have always tried to implement sustainability into all aspects and actions of our school. In the field of education, which is certainly our main field, we have created 2 sustainability-focused specialized master programs, which I will talk about later. In our Master in Management program, we have different sustainability specializations, and we have introduced the mandatory courses Ethics, Responsibility, and Sustainability in most of our programs, and we are also coordinating several sustainability dedicated seminars. In the field of research, we are promoting academic excellence in sustainability. We have therefore created a chair for circular economy and sustainable business models. We have also a sustainable business model blog with a lot of interesting articles. Feel free to check that out. In the field of governance, we have always tried to integrate different stakeholders, including students. Therefore, we have an associate dean for sustainability and a sustainability project manager. And here in Berlin, we have established a sustainability advisory board, which consists of members of companies like Coca-Cola, NGOs, and non-profit organizations like the Worldwide Fund, also faculty members, students, and staff representatives. And last but not least, we have always tried to improve our processes in terms of sustainability. On the Berlin campus, for example, we have created a sustainability report where we have evaluated our own environment footprint and have brainstormed what we can do in order to reduce energy and waste, and also improve our recycling. Yes, as mentioned before, we do have 2 sustainability-focused programs in Berlin. Here I would like to focus on what they have in common and where they differ from another. So the one program is the Master in International Sustainability Management, which we call SUST-M in short, and the other one is the Master in Sustainability, Entrepreneurship, and Innovation. Short form is M.Sc. Both programs last 2 years, and they start in September and only in September. The language of instruction is completely English. You will, however, have foreign language classes as compulsory parts of the study program. We encourage students to learn German and or French because you will be living in those 2 countries, but we also offer Spanish and Italian. You will get 120 ECTS, and where the programs slightly differ from another is the study location. Both programs take place in Berlin and Paris. Both start in Berlin for term 1. Then in both programs, you go to Paris for term 2. And then the M.Sc program returns to Berlin after term 2, whereas the SUST-M program stays in Paris for term 2 and 3. So the M.Sc program is only 1 term in Paris. That's basically the difference. The study fee is for the SUST-M program 29,600 euro, and for the M.Sc program 27,700 euro. The SUST-M program basically covers all aspects of sustainability, and you really acquire a lot of knowledge with regards to sustainability, of course. Therefore, that program is very much clear. The other one I always realize is a little bit more difficult to grasp. This is more about applying the knowledge of sustainability. And as you can see, it has 3 buzzwords in the title: sustainability, entrepreneurship, and innovation. So I will go into detail with this program a little bit more. So the vision is basically to create a world in which sustainable sustainable and responsible business is the norm. And we try to do so by motivating and educating our students to create their career on their own values, on what they really care about. So the program really helps to solve a sustainable problem in an entrepreneurial way, so to say. And so it is values-based. Students will get help to identify their own values, to be able to create their career based on their values. And that is possible either by basically starting a new project as an entrepreneur, or by changing an existing company as an intrapreneur. Both is possible. What the program is not, it's not an incubator program. So it is a Master of Science program. Here you will see the curriculum. As I said, you will start in Berlin. You go to Paris and you return to Berlin. So basically that's the first year of studies, where you really get all the knowledge of the three buzzwords and all the theories. As I said, you will get into values-based management, and yeah, but you will also have languages in your first year of studies, but also career development. So this is really all about the knowledge. And the second year of studies is more focused on general Master of Science topics, so to say. So you will have research methods, which will prepare you for your master thesis, which will be in term 5. You will have electives where you can also choose electives on that topic of the program, but you also have the possibility to do some general management electives. So that's up to you. You will also have a consultancy project, which is a real existing project with real existing clients. So that's always a very nice part of the program. And you work in a group of several students, and mostly the groups are also mixed with students from different programs. So that is also very enriching. Another very interesting part of the program is the Sustainable Lifestyle Venture, which is in cooperation with UNEP. That's why I will tell you a little bit more about that. UNEP is the environment program of the UN, and they have the sustainable lifestyles. If you check their website, you will find a lot of information on that. And those sustainable lifestyles basically build the framework for the Sustainable Lifestyle Venture within the program, which lasts over 3 terms. So in term 1, it's more about design thinking and brainstorming. In term 2, you will get further theories like environmental entrepreneurial finance and sustainability marketing. And in term 3, it will really be about business modeling. And this part could actually work as an incubator, especially if you combine it with your master thesis and your internship. So that's possible. So they are program partners. And another program partner is Other Sustainable Natives. It's a consultancy based here in Berlin, and they basically function as mentors. So every group, every student group within the Sustainable Lifestyle Venture, which consists of 5 to 6 students, has their own mentor, and yeah, that's their function. I often get asked what kind of students we are looking for, and also what kind of career they are having afterwards. So that's why I would like to demonstrate 2 students or former students of ours. The first one is Alexander. He did his bachelor's in economics, and during that time he already founded his own company. Then when he came to ESCP, he had a student job next to his studies, also related to sustainability. He also made his, next to his mandatory internship, he also did another voluntary internship. And now he's working as a sustainability consultant at Planetly. The other former student of ours is Helena. She has a background in business administration. And already during her studies, she was also very active in the field of responsibility and sustainability at her own university. And when she came to ESCP, she basically continued that. She joined our green office at ESCP Berlin, and they were really active in supporting the school, for example, in writing the sustainability report, which I mentioned in the beginning. She also made use of her consultancy project where she worked at Seed Trace. And now she's working as a business development manager at Climate Partner. How to apply for the program. So in order to apply, you need to have a bachelor degree with a minimum of at least 180 ECTS from a state accredited university. You need to have a background, preferably in business, management, or entrepreneurship, or a degree in economics with a minor in business, management, entrepreneurship, sustainability, or innovation. You need to be fluent in English, and work experience is not required. If you have a work experience, we recommend not more than 2 years. In order to apply, you need to go to our website and fill out the online application form and upload your documents. Then we will evaluate your profile, and if you do meet the formal requirements, we will invite you to the admission test. We admit on a rolling basis. That means approximately every month we have an admission test session, and that's also when we admit. So that also means the sooner you apply, the more chances you have of getting admitted, because then the more places are still available. The admission test consists of a personal interview, which is also the most important part of the test. It's really about getting to know you, about your motivation, why you want to study at our school, and in particular for this program. And there will be a computer test and an English test. So that was it from my side. If you want to stay in touch with us, or if you have further questions, here you will find our address, my telephone number, our website, also the websites of both programs I was introducing you to, my email address, and at the very bottom you will find a link to a form. Maybe I can share the link with you. Feel free to fill that out. You can make wishes, like for example, if you want to get in touch with one of our students, or if you want to have the brochure, we're happy to send it to you. And you will also find the links to all of our social media channels. So there are plenty of ways to get in touch with us. So thank you from my side. That was it from my side.
Thank you very much for all the information, and yeah, it's great. I really enjoyed all the presentations. So I would like now to ask our guests to turn on their cameras, and let's open. Already we have some time left to address some questions from the Q&A. Actually, thanks to everyone who has participated and answered already. I would say all the questions are answered, more or less, but there's some that I would like still to address. Let me do like this. There are 3 questions that I would like to ask all of you. So let me start with the first one. We got several times this question here as well, and generally we always receive this question because very often students are concerned about their age. So is there any age limit that they should worry about if they apply to one of your programs? So let's start with Ms. Tather. So she has just finished. Let's continue with that, and then
yes,
do with others.
Well, the average age of our students is about 23, and for us, it's no problem if students are a little bit older. We usually have 1 or 2 students in the program that are a little bit older, but students have to be aware of it. You know, for us, it's no problem, but the students themselves have to be aware that they are a little bit older than the rest of the cohort. So that's, my answer.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's move maybe to Braunschweig. I know they answered to 2 people already this question, but yeah, to open it up to more general audience once again.
Yes, I guess I'll take that question. No, it is only about fulfilling the requirements. If you do meet all the requirements, then you can study the bachelor program. Yeah, simple as that.
Thank you very much. And Professor Rauch?
Also, we do not have some limitation for the age. So also important is the applicant should fulfill the admission requirements.
Great. Thank you very much. Let's move to another question then. Yeah, actually, in case of 2 programs, it was said that there are no tuition fees. There are some other maybe things that students, minor things that students have to pay. And in case of business school, there was a tuition fee. So there was a question about scholarships. And usually we also get this question. So my comment quickly is that, dear friends, I will shortly share with you the link to scholarships in Germany generally. So what are the institutes that can provide you finances to cover your stay in Germany? But other than that, also there's sometimes universities also from their side have some of the help to cover, for example, the costs of if there are tuition fees, cover tuition fees to a certain extent, or to cover this some procedural costs. So is there this kind of scholarship from your sides or not for international students?
The majority of our students is international, that's why we don't distinguish between German or international students. But yeah, we are a private university. That's why, unfortunately, we don't have our own scholarships. But in addition to what you provide, we also have a list of potential scholarship providers. So people who are interested are welcome to contact me, and I can send you the list.
Thank you very much. And I've just also sent the link in the chat to our students. And
maybe I'll go next.
Yes, sure.
I also put a link into the Q&A already. So there are a few scholarships that are for international and German students. And I think the best is to check out the website. And if you have more questions, then directly check who's in charge, or email me if you have further questions, and I'll try and find out who can answer those questions. Maybe I'll put it also in the discussion in the chat.
Thank you very much. And Professor Rauch, if you have anything to add to that?
We do not have a frequent scholarship program at our university, but we do a lot of projects, research projects, and the students, because they have a bachelor degree, they are able to be co-worker in such a program, such a project.
Okay, thank you very much.
Depends if there is a project available or not.
Yeah, sure, definitely. Okay, and last question maybe for today, and let's call it a day. Regarding, we had, I think, 2 or 3 questions about career prospects, and Professor Garnweitner really provided a nice answer, really comprehensive answer to to all of them, I think. But yeah, again, to open up for audience for all the programs, of course. So what are the career prospects after students finalize your programs? What are the spheres that your alumni, for example, mostly work, and what they can hope for, I would say? Let's start now with Professor Rauch, maybe.
I'm sorry. Can you please repeat?
Yes, about career prospects.
I read a question from the book. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, this is, by the way, yeah, Shariful, I promised that I will ask the question to Professor Rauch, but I see that you already communicated. That's why I'm not voicing your question anymore. So thank you for that, Professor. And yeah, regarding career prospects, after students finalize your program, so what are usually what are the fields that they can find themselves to continue their career?
Yeah, it's in textile production, retailers, chemical industry, textile machinery, equipment, textile production in Germany, worldwide. So we are very flexible because we have a very big request for qualified textile engineers worldwide, also in Europe. So you have to take into consideration that in some European countries, textile engineering programs at academic level are closed. So only in Austria, Germany, Switzerland, and France are some academic programs available. So it is worldwide request for well-trained textile engineers, especially in the field of sustainability.
Yeah, great. Thank you very much. Now I would like to ask Ms. Hellert or Professor Garnweitner about that.
Yeah, maybe I jump in here. I mean, I provided an answer in the chat, but actually it was not even possible to mention all the different possibilities. I maybe have to say our program, of course, is at a university. And so, of course, we also train scientists. So basically a certain portion, of course, of our students will stay in academia, move on to a PhD, and maybe then on to, let's say, a professorship career, which, of course, is also possible. But from the engineering programs, most students really do go into industry. But as mentioned, our program really is a full engineering program. And it's actually not focused on a specific sector. Which really means that it's broad, and our students basically then move on to, of course, automotive industries to some extent, because we have Volkswagen close by and they need a lot of engineers, obviously, but also they move on to the chemical industry. Some of them even move on to, for example, a patent office, or they move on into some let's say more business-oriented consulting agencies, because also they need, of course, engineers with a specific background. And as we see that in general, I guess not only Germany, but the whole world is shifting towards sustainability now, with all climate change aspects in the background. We also see that industry is in need of people having a sustainable way and holistic way of thinking. So we think that with these programs, really students are excellently suited for, let's say, future careers also in industry.
Yeah, great. Thanks a lot. Another comprehensive answer. And yeah, Ms. Tatter, please.
Yes, our students, as I mentioned in the presentation already, either work as intrapreneurs in companies or as entrepreneurs where they found their own companies. With, of course, connection to sustainability, and within that they have a strong tendency to ecological topics. And they're working all over the world, so they're not only in Berlin or Paris, they are really all over the world.
Amazing, great. Thank you very much. I would stop here with the questions because you answered now all 3 questions, and plus other than that in Q&A, you answered lots of questions, and I would like to thank you very much for that. And before I call it a day, just as advice to our students, so we have a bachelor level program here presented from TU Braunschweig. So if you are more interested in generally to know what is it about, to how should apply to, for example, bachelor levels, what you should know about, what are some technical details when it comes to studying in Germany on bachelor level, I would like to suggest you to attend our webinar on studying in Germany. The previous one was actually yesterday, and you can see the recording on our Facebook page, but next one is also on 5th of April. You can already sign up for that. And I'm sure it will be useful for you. And for those who are interested, who want to apply for Hochschulkompass University of Applied Sciences or ESCP Business School on master level, also tomorrow we have actually a live Q&A session for masters, and there we'll talk about 5 fatal errors when you're applying for masters in Germany. So this will be important for you, because during today's webinar, several times it was mentioned, for example, this UniAssist issue. Also in the questions I saw many times visa issues. So all these things that we address. So you're welcome to join, and I am sure you will get very important and useful information also for bachelor and for master level studies. And yeah, thank you once again for all those who stayed with us until the end, who joined today, and for all, of course, for our guests for their wonderful presentations and for being active in the Q&A session. And yeah, if you have any questions, dear guests, just send, of course, I mean, the emails were presented, and I also put it in the chat, the emails of our guests, and prospective students can get in touch with our guests, of course, directly, or if you have any direct questions, general questions about studying in Germany, of course, you can also send us an email or for info@mygermanuniversity.com, or send us message on Facebook or Instagram. We are also quite flexible with that. And yeah, we would also like to hear your feedback regarding today's meeting. You can all send us a feedback on Facebook or Google, and direct links also are in the chat. Okay, so we are 1 minute over time, but might not be a problem. Thank you very much, everyone. Once again, I really enjoyed, and I'm sure you will see some of our guests in applying for your programs in the upcoming months. Thank you very much, and have a nice evening or day or morning, because we have people around the world. So yeah. I cannot say one word only. Okay. Thank you, and bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Take care.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks.